So I am helping Gresham in Gresham's Law at the moment, where I'm sifting through my coin jar of all the little transactions that we paid in cash and gotten change, and we come back and we just drop it in the bucket. And I'm finding the real money, the good money, as Gresham's Law says. And when things go bad, the good money leaves. And this is actually a 1971, so I got another one for my stack. What I'm looking for here is the real money, and I'm separating out the fake money. Now I'll trade this in, I'll go to the coin machine, I'll turn it into dollar bills, and typically what we do with it is we'll put it in our boat fund. Like this is like our play fund. But I sift through all the real stuff. And the thing that I found really interesting is that nickels are actually worth 6 cents or more based on the copper value of a nickel. A nickel is actually basically made up of copper. Anything 1981 or older in the penny world is actually worth like 2.5 cents, not just 1 cent, based on its copper value. And then anything you can find as far as a dime or a quarter that is 1964 or older is 90% silver and worth a lot more than a dime or quarter. I don't find a lot of those often anymore. I'm finding a lot of copper pennies. So it's kind of like, and you can actually see it. You're like, these things, like here's a real one. I don't even have to look at the dates. Like here's a real one, the copper, here's a fake one. And so move that over the fake, move this over the real. And yes, I will store these because I'm crazy like that. I will store the actual real money. And as our currency and our political elites continue to just print and print and print and print, eventually people will be like, this stuff is basically just scrap metal over here. But this stuff, no matter what they do, will always have value because this is worth X amount of grams of copper. And it's a huge element needed for electricity, needed for trade, needed for water purification. I mean, you can do tons of things with copper. The junk stuff over here is kind of just scrap metal. And man, I haven't found any silver tonight, unfortunately. I'm hoping like I'll find one piece of silver. But anyway, it's something that you can, it doesn't cost you anything. Let's put it that way. It doesn't cost you anything to just sift through this stuff and to help Gresham's Law move forward where the good money leaves the system when the system goes bad. And so what I'm doing is I'm just helping that law move forward to where we'll take the good money and we will take it out of the system and we will just let it sit there until we get more towards the end game of this system. And every fiat currency does this. Every king comes along and starts clipping the edges of these coins. It's actually why coins used to have like not the nickels. The nickels are, but they used to have these little lines on them because kings used to clip it and then send it back out to their population, and they'd melt down those gold clippings, and that's how they would debase the currency back in the day. Nowadays, they just turn on the printing press and print $1 trillion and get on the news and say, oh, inflation is transitory, guys. Don't worry about that. We're going to taper. We're going to taper this month. It's like, what's that mean? Does that mean that you're going to hand out less billions of dollars to your friends? Or does that mean you're just going to hand it out at a slower speed? Here's a real one. I'm getting like the spot where I can just like recognize like what's real, what's fake. You can immediately look at it like, that's real, that's fake. So Gresham's Law, when the money goes bad, the good money will leave the system.